Greetings and welcome back to another review with Teric Dragon.
Okay. Yeah, get me the straitjacket.
Just repeat after me. Keep calm and brony on.
Keep calm and hug a furry.
Whatever works.
We're here today to review the episode Pinkie Pride that I've been excited to watch ever since I found out that Weird Al Yankovic was going to be in it as a pony named Cheese Sandwich. They put both he and Pinkie Pie together for a synergy of silliness. And I wasn't disappointed.
I thoroughly enjoyed all the comedic bits and fantastic songs in this episode as well. And honestly, I get the feeling that I could come back to it time and time again and still find it even funnier every time I watch it. But we really can't make an entire review focusing only on the hilarity of Pinkie Pie and Weird Al Yankovic, even though those elements are so very well done.
Oh, I bet I could spend a whole video just talking about Cheese Sandwich and his interactions with Pinkie Pie.
I'm sure you could, but it's worth pointing out that this episode was more than simple fun and silly antics. There were some definite moments where we can look past the levity to see some good backstory and life lessons. Okay, opening scene. Is this Appaloosa? Along with the buffalo as well? Nice callback to season 1.
We see Cheese Sandwich acting rather mysterious, but talking to a rubber chicken. Okay, not serious, not mysterious. And most pony characters seem to have their own pet in some form or another. I guess this Boneless is his, pet?
With Cheese Sandwich's cheesy sense, we see another direct reference to an earlier point in the show, namely the Pinkie sense. Although in this case it seems that the cheesy sense has a much further range than the Pinkie sense, because he can apparently sense a party from many miles away.
The song that Pinkie sang in her opening scene really reminded me of the opening number from Beauty and the Beast, including the scene where Pinkie breaks singing for a moment to talk to an older pony. Pinkie is walking around town to different shops, interacting with different ponies as she prepares for the party. And then she actually did the Pinkie Pie swear by putting a real cupcake in her eye! This made both of us laugh so much that we had to immediately back up and watch that scene again. Nice way to bring the Pinkie Pie swear around to completion, Hasbro.
You know, when I saw Pinkie starting to lose some of her color and some of the fluffiness of her hair, I honestly thought we might be seeing a return of Pinkamena.
Wait, Pinkamena? Who's that?
This scene.
Pinkamena Diane Pie, is that you?
Oh, they're not so bad.
Oh, right. That's Pinkie's original name. Okay. Wait. She's putting away the party cannon? No!
I'm glad to see that they aren't going with a story arc where the focus character is giving up so easily without even trying. After seeing a hint of a possible third sister in Pinkie's family, we see that she's going right back into the fray.
Incoming challenge!
I challenge you to a goof-off!
What is with Pinkie's face here? I can only imagine the memes that will come from that one image.
And it doesn't stop there. Let the rush of internet memes begin.
They are playing this up in all the right ways. This is fantastic.
Okay, I'm seeing some more Dr. Seuss influences here. A large, impractical, ridiculously curved horn played by a seal. Okay. And, well, Andrea Libman doesn't seem to be familiar with how to properly pronounce Spanish words. She's been coached, clearly, and she delivers the Spanish well enough, but to a trained or native Spanish speaker, her pronunciation was so unclear that I had to re-listen to that section several times just to get the gist of what she was singing.
Andrea Libman wasn't the singer there. It was Shannon Chan Kent singing the song.
Wait, what? They sound like the exact same person. Bravo to the talent finders on this show, but my assessment still stands. As far as analysis on this episode, there really isn't that much to get through. It's immensely fun, but not a whole lot to dissect other than rewatching scenes over and over again to see all the little comedic tidbits that you missed the first time around. I must admit, I didn't quite get all of the references in Three's a Crowd, but I loved the pure silliness in Pinkie Pride.
Well, you may think that there isn't much to analyze here, but I think that there are some interesting little tidbits that may not be so apparent at first glance. Like I've stated in a few of my previous videos, particularly the one where I'm analyzing mental breaks in MLP, I noticed that each of the mental breaks for all the main 6 have something to do with failing in what they feel they are best at. This was especially apparent with Pinkie Pie in Party of One. When she felt like she was no longer able to bring joy to others, it really crushed her spirit. And in part, that is also happening here. Spreading joy with her parties is something that Pinkie has been perfecting for much of her life. And the thought of losing something that you've put so much of your soul into is more than most people can bear. However, like I mentioned before, I was glad to see that she was able to bring herself out of that despair in order to recapture what she enjoys most out of life.
It's just that, at first, she wasn't doing it for the right reasons. Somewhere back there, she made this more about proving herself better than Cheese Sandwich than throwing a fun party for Rainbow Dash.
Honestly though, the way this story is working out actually reminds me a lot of the mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well. Rainbow Dash was enjoying all the attention of being a hero until someone else came in and started doing it better. The entire town instantly flocks to this newcomer, leaving Rainbow feeling depressed about no longer being the best. And then there was even a moment with Rainbow calling out this newcomer in order to reclaim her position as Ponyville's hero.
But one thing that makes this story superior to the mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well is the fact that Pinkie realized on her own what she should have been doing. She realized that she had gone into the goof-off competition for the wrong reasons. Whereas, in the mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well, Rainbow had to be told by each of the main 6 exactly what she had been doing wrong, and that just made her character seem all the weaker for it. So I can really appreciate how the writers had made Pinkie into a character who made a bad decision, but had the integrity to stop herself without anyone pointing it out to her. Alright, now answer me this one. Why would they put in a song with so much thumping bass and not include Final Scratch?
I'd say that's another lost opportunity there. But then again, maybe there was already too much going on with this episode as is, and trying to cram in more characters and references might have detracted from the overall enjoyment?
But putting in a 2-second cameo of Vinyl Scratch with headphones over one ear and queuing up tunes? What's the harm in that?
Still, this episode is destined to become a cult classic among the Brony fandom, and although much of that does have to do with Weird Al himself, the MLP staff still managed to put together a lot of fantastic dialogue, instantly memorable music, hilarious visuals, and just an overall fun story. But the big question still remains. Did reviewing these 2 episodes with me change your outlook on the show or the fandom, Teric?
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the show, and I think the characters are a lot of fun. And I love the fact that they brought in Weird Al. His character turned out better than I expected. But the honest truth is, I enjoy watching the show because I'm working with you. Left on my own, would I watch the show regularly? Probably not.
At the very least, I think I am influencing your kids to watch the show more often, which will inevitably lead to you watching more episodes with them.
Yeah, definitely. My 12-year-old has already declared himself a brony, and my 9-year-old is not too far behind. And yes, I do occasionally watch the show with them.
Glad to hear it. So, how should we end a review on a Weird Al episode?
With bagels!
Seriously?
All right. How about my own rendition of a Weird Al song?
Yeah, I guess that'll work.
Play Vanilla Ice, and you can play him twice, and you can play the Bee Gees any day. But
I should realize that having Teric around makes these videos a little more weird in and of itself, but it does make them more fun. Until next time, I'm Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.
The most annoying song I know. And if you play that song, that achy breaky song, I might blow up my radio.